You're going to die broke and alone, not because you're lazy, not because you're stupid, but because you believe three lies that are quietly destroying your financial future right now. And if you don't fix this in the next 5 years, you'll spend your 70s choosing between groceries and medications while everyone you love has moved on with their lives. I'm Buffett, and 10 years ago, I was making $45,000 a year, had $30,000 in student debt, and would lie awake at night having panic attacks about ending up homeless. I genuinely believed I was destined to be poor forever. And here's the thing, it wasn't my fault. Nobody ever sat me down and explained how money actually works. Not my parents, not school, nobody. The reason you're scared of dying broke isn't because you're broken. It's because you were taught three devastating lies that keep you trapped. And today, we're deleting them. Let me show you how bad this really is. 55% of Americans have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. More than half of people in this country will hit retirement age with almost nothing. That means 1 out of every 2 people you know is heading toward a financial cliff.
But here's what really keeps me up at night. I met a woman named Linda at a coffee shop last year. She was 68 years old, working as a barista, not because she loved coffee, because she had to. She told me she worked for a good company for 30 years. She was careful with money. She didn't buy fancy things, but she believed the lie that just working hard and being good with money would be enough. It wasn't. Now her kids visit twice a year on holidays. They feel guilty, but they're busy with their own lives. She spends most evenings alone in a studio apartment, rationing her medications, wondering where it all went wrong. The average 65-year-old has $58,035 saved. That's $193 a month for 25 years. Think about that. Could you live on $193 a month? And it gets worse because the loneliness epidemic among elderly people is real. When you can't afford to go out, can't afford to travel, can't afford to participate in life, people stop inviting you. Not because they're mean, because they're living their lives, and you can't keep up. This is the reality for millions of people. And if you believe the three lies I'm about to expose, you're on the exact same path. The terrifying part? Most people don't realize it until it's too late to fix. But here's what nobody tells you. Dying broke isn't inevitable, and being alone isn't about how much money you have. I'm living proof. 10 years ago, I was drowning. Today, I have over $400,000 in investments, zero debt, and I'm on track to retire at 55 with full financial freedom. More importantly, I have deep relationships. I have peace of mind. I sleep through the night. And it all started when I stopped believing the three lies. Once I discovered what actually builds wealth and security, everything changed. And I'm going to show you exactly what I learned. Lie number 1. I don't make enough money to save. This is the big one, and I believed it for years. I'd think, once I get a raise, then I'll start saving. Once I pay off this debt, then I'll invest. Here's the truth. Wealth isn't built by how much you make. It's built by the gap between what you make and what you spend. Income minus expenses equals wealth building power. I know people making $200,000 a year who are broke, and I know people making $40,000 who are millionaires. The difference? The millionaires paid themselves first. Let me explain this with a story. Imagine you have a bucket with a hole in it. Most people think the solution is to pour more water in the bucket, get a better job, make more money, pour faster. But the hole gets bigger too. Bigger house, nicer car, lifestyle inflation. The real solution? Plug the hole first. Then everything you pour in actually stays. That's what pay yourself first means. Before you pay rent, before you buy groceries, before anything else, you pay your future self. Even if it's $20, because here's the secret. It's not about the amount, it's about the habit. Lie number 2. Investing is too risky. I could lose everything. I hear this constantly. And I get it. The stock market feels scary and complicated. But let me ask you something. What's riskier, investing your money where it can grow or letting it sit in a checking account losing value to inflation every single year? Inflation averages 3% per year. Your savings account pays 0.5%. If you have $10,000 in a regular savings account right now, in 10 years, it'll only buy what $7,400 buys today. You didn't lose money, but your money lost power. Meanwhile, the stock market has averaged 10% return returns per year for the last century. Even with crashes, even with recessions, even with everything, that same $10,000 invested in a simple index fund would be worth $26,000 in 10 years. But what about the crashes, you're thinking? Here's what nobody explains. Crashes only matter if you sell during the crash. If you leave your money invested, it comes back. It always has. The 2008 crash, fully recovered by 2012. The 2020 COVID crash, recovered in 6 months. The only people who lose money in the stock market are people who panic and sell at the bottom, or people who try to pick individual stocks like they're playing poker. You're not doing either of those things. You're going to invest in index funds, which is like buying a tiny piece of the entire economy. When the economy grows, you grow. And over decades, the economy always grows. Lie number 3. I'll handle this later. I've got time. This is the deadliest lie, because time is literally the most valuable thing you have when building wealth. And most people don't realize it until it's gone. Let me show you something that blew my mind. Person A invests $200 per month from age 25 to 35, then stops. Person B invests $200 per month from age 35 to 65. Person A invests for only 10 years. Total invested, $24,000. Person B invests for 30 years. Total invested, $72,000. Who ends up with more money at 65? Person A, by almost $100,000. Same monthly amount. Person A just started earlier. That's compound interest, and it's the closest thing to magic that exists in finance. Every year you wait, you're not just losing 1 year of contributions, you're losing decades of growth on those contributions. Starting at 25 instead of 35 doesn't make your money grow 10% more. It makes it grow 200% more. But I'm already 35 or 45. Is it too late? No. Starting today is infinitely better than starting tomorrow. A 45-year-old who starts now will still have 20 years of compound growth before retirement. That's enough to build serious wealth. But a 45-year-old who waits until 50, they've lost the 5 most powerful years. Okay, so how do you actually do this? I'm going to give you 5 specific steps, and I'm going to make them so simple that you can start the first one in the next 5 minutes. Step 1. Open a high-yield savings account today. Not tomorrow, today. Go to Ally Bank, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, or any online bank. They take 10 minutes to set up. They pay 4 to 5% interest instead of the 0.5% your regular bank pays. Is this going to make you rich? No, but it's going to start the habit of your money working for you instead of just sitting there dying. But what if I need the money? You can transfer it back to your checking account in 24 hours. It's not locked away. It's just working harder. Start here. Do this today. Step 2. Set up automatic transfers. This is the secret that changed my life. On the day you get paid, have money automatically move from checking to savings. Start with $20 if that's all you can do. I don't care if it's $10. The amount doesn't matter yet. The automation does. Why? Because willpower doesn't work. If you rely on remembering to save money, you won't. Life happens. Bills come up. You forget. Automation removes the decision. The money moves before you can spend it. After 3 months, increase it by $10. Then another $10 3 months later. Before you know it, you're saving $100 a month, and you don't even notice it's gone. That's $1,200 a year. In 10 years with compound interest, that's over $15,000. From money you don't even miss. Step 3, open a retirement account. If your job offers a 401k, use it, especially if they match your contributions. Let me explain this simply. If your company matches up to 5% and you contribute 5% of your paycheck, they're literally giving you free money. If you make $50,000 a year, that's $2,500 free every year for doing nothing except clicking a button. Not taking the match is like your boss trying to hand you $2,500 and you saying, "No thanks." It's insane. Company match equals instant 100% return on your money. No investment in the world gives you instant 100% returns, except this. But I can't afford to lose 5% of my paycheck. Yes, you can, because it comes out before taxes, so you barely notice it. And if you genuinely can't, start with 3% or 1%. Just start. Don't have a 401k? Open a Roth IRA. Go to Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab. It takes 20 minutes. You can contribute up to $7,000 a year, and it grows completely tax-free
tax-free. That means when you retire, every penny you take out is yours, no taxes. Step 4, invest in index funds. This is where your money actually grows. An index fund is a basket of hundreds or thousands of companies. You're not picking winners and losers, you're buying the whole market. My recommendation for beginners? Put everything in a total stock market index fund, something like VTSAX or VTI. These funds own pieces of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, thousands of companies. When the economy grows, your money grows. You don't need to watch the news, you don't need to time the market, you just invest consistently and let time do the work. What if the market crashes right after I invest? Then you keep investing because stocks are on sale. You're buying more shares for the same money. And when it recovers, which it always does, those shares are worth way more. Every market crash in history has been followed by new all-time highs. Every single one. The people who got rich were the ones who kept buying when everyone else was panicking. Step 5. Increase your income, but don't inflate your lifestyle. This is the final piece. You need to find ways to make more money. Side hustle, new skills, ask for a raise, job hop. But here's the trap most people fall into. They get a $10,000 raise and immediately spend an extra $10,000. Bigger apartment, nicer car, more eating out. Instead, when you get a raise, increase your automatic savings by the same percentage. Got a 5% raise? Increase your retirement contributions by 5%. This way, your lifestyle stays the same, but your future gets dramatically better. Raise your savings rate, not your lifestyle. And you still feel like you're making the same money, so there's no sacrifice, but your future self is getting rich. Let me tell you about my friend Marcus. Marcus is a teacher. He makes $48,000 a year. 5 years ago, he had nothing saved. He started with $25 a month. That's it. He automated it. He didn't think about it. Year 2, he increased to $50. Year 3, $100. He also started contributing 6% to his 401k to get the full match. Today, he has $32,000 in retirement accounts, and he's on track to have over $600,000 by the time he retires at 65. He's never going to be Instagram rich. He's not buying Lamborghinis, but he's going to retire comfortably, travel with his wife, and never worry about choosing between food and medicine. And he did it on a teacher's salary. If Marcus can do this, you can too. The only difference between you and someone who retires wealthy, they started and they didn't stop. That's it. Here's where you are right now. You're scared. You're overwhelmed. You think it's too late or too hard. You believe you're destined to struggle forever. But that's just a story, and stories can be rewritten. Here's where you can be in 5 years. You have an emergency fund that lets you sleep at night. You have investments growing on autopilot. You're on a clear path to retirement with dignity and freedom, and you did it without winning the lottery or getting lucky. You did it with systems. The fear of dying broke and alone, it's not a prediction, it's a choice. And starting today, you're choosing differently. Every dollar you save is a vote for your future self. Every automated transfer is a brick in the foundation of your freedom. The sooner you start, the less painful this becomes, and the more powerful your future is. You have everything you need to do this. The only question is, will you start today, or will you keep putting it off until it's too late? If this video helped you, subscribe right now and turn on notifications, because next week, I'm breaking down exactly how to pay off debt fast without feeling like you're starving yourself. You're not broken. You're not destined to be poor. You just needed someone to tell you the truth. Now go build your future.